Hello, my name is Anne, and this is Toby, and welcome to a special Tobyknits podcast today because I'm going to have a guest. I am going to do some knitting and I sit and have a cup of tea and chat to. Oh, wait, is that the door? It is. Hang on.
Hello. I brought a cup of tea. I thought it only proper.
Well, that's only appropriate. Yes. Well, look, I'm falling out my shot here. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. We got a ton of snow last night. I stayed up until I'm a bit tired today. I stayed up. Oh, Toby heard you coming in, and he's barking. Toby, she's here.
Hi, Toby.
Silly dog. Yeah. So it snowed a lot last night. We got a lot of snow last night, and so I waited up because Bob works shift work, and he works in a rink in the next town over. He drives the Zamboni. And so he was at work, and his shifts are like 10 hours. And Toby, she's here. Look. Oh, for crying out loud. Toby! Dog problems. You're lucky you don't have any.
Oh, I do want one. I definitely do.
No, do you want this one? So he worked last night until 1 a.m, and that always scares me because he works like 3 till 1 or something, and it always worries me when we've had this much snow and he's driving home because no one else is usually on the road, and we're in the country, right? We live in a little village outside of a main town, so he's going down kind of country roads. They're not as small as your country roads, but they're still country roads, and we have giant ditches and stuff. So I mean, I'm always concerned. So I wait up for him when it's like that, So, but are you better now? Are you okay? Look, she's right here.
Hello. Oh.
So, yeah. So, anyways, so I'm a bit tired this morning, but what are you gonna do? And I got my hair cut yesterday, so I'm kind of dealing with stuff. So what are you working on today?
I am. Well, I've got 2 projects actually because this one's a little bit complicated.
Oh.
At the bit I'm at anyway, it's the sweet shop blanket.
Oh yeah.
Loving. And I also have maybe a familiar pair of socks.
Oh.
The honey, it's cold out socks.
It's cold out.
Absolutely loving it, by the way. So thank you.
Oh, I'm so glad.
Brilliant.
I've had a couple of your subscribers take advantage of the 20% discount.
Oh, yeah. I'm glad. Yes, a couple of mentioned in comments that they have. So I'm glad to hear that. Yeah. Thank you for that as well. It's really nice of you.
Hey, you're welcome. It's fun for me when that happens too. So I'm working on the muscle burr hat.
How are you finding it?
Musselburgh? I don't even know how you say it.
Yeah, well, I tend to say Musselburgh because it seems to be what everyone else says. So
yeah. So I'm working on that, but I've just sent Bob out to get me new needles because I started it out on I'm using 3.25.
Right. Yeah.
Fingering weight yarn in my
Oh, I did. Oh, that colour's lovely.
Where's the camera? There? In my school uniform colorway. It's got purples and greens and whites, and it's really pretty, and it's coming up. Oh God, I can't find the camera. It's coming.
Wow. That's looking real nice.
Yeah, I'm really liking it. Of course, so I started out with 3.25 needles and on DPMs to get the crown, as you do.
Yes.
And then I was going along, and I'm kind of reading the instructions because I bought the pattern and everything, and I'm reading the instructions, and I'm like, what do these chart things here mean? How does that work?
Took me a while to get my head around those as well.
I kind of looked at it a few times and I was like, does it mean this? And I was kind of, anyway, I only did a couple of rounds because I just wanted to get it going. And of course, I go to bed that night. I don't know if you're like me, but I'm lying in bed and I start thinking about this blasted pattern. And I'm lying there and I'm trying to work out what the pattern means. Like, are they telling me that if this is my gauge, this is how many times I need to do something, or is this how many stitches I need to or so I was like all night trying to work it out in my head. Anyway, I obviously must have woke up in the morning and figured it out. So my brain had obviously worked through the night. And
amazing.
So I got up and I ran into the living room and looked at the pattern again. I think that's it. So then I thought, okay, now I know what I'm doing. But then my stitch count wasn't the same as what their stitch count was supposed to be. And I'm like, well, okay, are we counting these first bunch first? Or are we? So anyway, long story short, I have a friend. She is from here, but now lives in the Netherlands. So I looked on YouTube and she was still up. So I messaged her because their time is all different, right? So I messaged her and I went, I can't figure the math. So she was like, can I call you? I'm like, yes, because I know she's made one, right? So she called me and she helped me get through the pattern to figure it out. And I was doing it right. Everything was good. And so, but it just like, I couldn't figure that part out, right? So then it was time to put them on because I've got my stitch count now. So now it's just to put them onto the needles and just knitting around. Well, I didn't have any 16-inch. I had a 20-inch, which would be too big, and I had a 32-inch. So I thought, okay, so for now, I'm working them on the 32-inch doing magic loop, but I would much rather just go in the round.
Yes.
So I said to Bob, he said, well, you're going to call your friend. I said, yeah, I'm going to chat with Emily this morning. And I said, you can't be here because you're just getting in the way. So,
yes.
So he said, well, I'll go to Smith Falls. I said, okay, good. While you're there, go into Yarns Aplenty. I've already told Wendy. Just pick up my needles.
Oh, that's so good. Mine was an emergency Amazon order. Mine was.
Oh, was it?
I needed those. Yeah. I was like, oh my gosh, emergency needle purchase because I don't know. I don't even know where to go around here to get. I don't know where to go.
Yeah. Well, if he wasn't going into the shop, into the town, then which is over that way to us, then he would. I would have done an emergency Amazon order too.
It's very handy.
I know. Well, because typically most things are the next day delivery or 2-day delivery, but because we are considered rural in the country, everything takes that extra day.
Oh,
I still don't have my Cotton Cuts Tree of Life box yet.
Do you not?
No.
Oh gosh, mine arrived Friday, I think.
Yeah.
Gosh.
I know.
That's mad.
Did
you order it as like the whole lot coming together, or are you getting it each month?
No, all things coming together at the same time. So what they did as an ambassador, they sent me Clue 1 and the Oops kit, as they call it. They sent that, which is a small little, I think they're fat 8s or something of each of the colors, so that so if you make a mistake or you can just cut out another one kind of thing.
Oh, that's handy.
And it's very handy. And I'll tell you a story about that in a minute. So I had that, and they sent me thread. So that came in and just like Clue 1, because they said it was going to be a while before the boxes come. They were sending all the ambassador boxes out at the same time as they were shipping everybody else's. So I do have Clue 1, and I can print off the pattern because I already have that. So I'm thinking on Friday I might do a live in the morning putting it together.
Yeah, that'd be
Did
good.
you start yours yet?
It's done. I couldn't wait. I did a kind of a craft with me day on Saturday.
Yeah.
And
You
the
didn't
plan
have,
was...
did you? You didn't have any thread.
No, I didn't have any thread. No, I know. Novice mistake.
Yeah.
It has arrived, obviously, because I've done the clue now. But yeah, I just couldn't wait. I really wanted to film it, but I just couldn't wait. So I think when it comes through, when I get the pattern in March, I will do another craft with me vlog, and I will actually vlog it this time.
Yeah.
So much fun.
Oh, they are. They're really fun. It's such an easy, especially if you're a new quilter. Because when I first started, like I didn't start quilting till the pandemic, and and I didn't have a clue. I didn't have any of the rulers. I didn't have any of the, all the rotary cutter things or any of the, I had none of that stuff. So it was really cool when the cotton cuts thing came pre-cut.
Yeah, it's amazing. Such a great idea.
And then you just to sit there and put it together with the instructions. And of course, it doesn't look like anything when you finish putting it together. But believe me, when you actually do put them, my favorite is like clue 10 when we get to put them together. That's my favorite.
I'm excited. I did try and hold them up next to each other, the two.
I know, but they'll end up not even being anywhere near each other when the actual, when you put the clue together, you'll be like, what?
Oh, I'm so excited.
No, they're fun. But yeah, so I haven't got mine yet. So, but I do have the clue one, and I'm sure it'll be here any day, the box.
Yeah.
But it's that's why I wanted to do it for Canadians, because it's like we get everything so far after everybody else.
Right.
That any of the other ambassadors have done it and put them together, and the poor Canadians were all like, okay, now what do we do? So
yeah, that makes sense.
All my Canadian peeps can do it with me, so that's good.
I love that. I love that.
I think I'll do that Friday, and
I'm excited.
yeah. So, but
are you working on another one at the minute? I did watch a little bit of your video.
Yeah, I'm working on. It's called Carnival.
Right.
That one is super interesting because I have a spring one and a fall one. So Carnival was last fall, and then Tree of Life is this spring. Is the spring one.
Okay. So when does the sign up start for the fall one?
Oh, I don't know. Usually, probably August, I think, maybe, or just July, August. Usually, they'll let you know when they have a new one coming. But anyway, so that one I started, and it's all dark colors. And every time I look at it and I put it together, I'm like, I can't even imagine what we're going to make with this.
Wow.
Because there's such dark, like, because when I did the previous one, which I just finished, which actually I'll show you, it's right here. This was the previous one I did. And so I'll just show you the colors. These were the colors.
Oh yeah, I think this is the one that inspired me to actually get this one.
Little bears and Goldilockses and everything. And then when you see it put together, look at all the yellow in it.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Like, so all the yellow stood out, which when you were putting it together, it didn't.
Right, yeah,
Right?
yeah.
The blues stood out the most, but now it's like all the yellows are really sticking out. So I'm curious to see, and every one I've made, the design has always been different.
Oh, that's good.
Every single one, the design comes out differently, which is really nice. So it's like when I look at all these dark ones now, then I'm actually sewing up. I'm like, how is this going to make a shape? How is this going to become something?
Yeah, mine's quite dark actually, and two of the pieces I'm like, I'm not sure I can make them out. But as you say, once it's all together, it's really going to pop. It's going to be.
I know something will come out totally different than you think.
Yeah.
So that one I think I'm going to do clue 7 for that one. or put together clue 7, and then it'll finish at clue 10. But the other thing I want to do with that one as well is because I find that quilting the quilts together is expensive.
Oh, right, okay.
So if you send them out to someone to do for you on a long arm, it's expensive, right? But I figured that I would try and quilt as you go. So you get a piece
I was really curious about this when you mentioned it in your interview.
Yeah, so you get a piece of, okay, so let's see if I can find one. Oh, can you hear the train? Train's going by.
No, I'm hard of hearing, so it
Oh,
doesn't help.
Meet your match. So here's a block.
Oh, that's lovely.
So this is a block that I've done. It's all in jelly rolls, so 2.5-inch strips, just cut at different sizes and just all sewn together.
That's gorgeous.
What I do is when I'm quilting as you go, I will get my backing fabric. So whatever I'm using for the backing, which is in this case, it's kind of this color.
Oh, nice.
Color. And I will cut out a piece exactly the same size, maybe 1/2 inch bigger all the way around. Then I cut out a piece of the batting, which is that squishy soft stuff, 1/2 inch bigger all the way around. And you pin them all together, and then you just sew these together, like you stripe it or whatever, or make a pattern if you want, and put all 3 of them together at the same time. But you're only dealing with this little small piece.
Right, okay. So it's much easier for a normal sewing machine to handle, I imagine.
Exactly. So then you do all of them together at the same, so you would, do all of them. And I will have 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll have 10 of these to do for the quilt. And then what you do is you take an inch and a half and 1/2 inch, or I forget the measurements. I have to look it up. 2 inches, 1 inch, something like that. And you put one piece on the front. So I would probably pick the same gray for the front, and then the back I would pick the backing color, and then you sew them together. But they're like with like a sashing in between each one of them.
Okay.
And then they get straight. So by the time you get to the last row, it's heavy but again, you're only working on a strip this long.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's easier. Now, I'm not brilliant at it. I've only done one quilt with Quilt As You Go, but I've got so many blocks sitting there waiting to be quilted. I just haven't got the time. I keep messing about with other stuff. So
easily done.
I do it. And so I want to do that with the cotton cuts. But at the moment, I don't know what the clue is going to look like when we put it all together. Are we going to get strips put together? Are we going to get squares to put together?
Right. Yeah. I take it you've seen Clue 1.
I've seen Clue 1 of what's the name? Tree of Life. Yeah. But anyway, so that's my plan with the one I'm working on. The Carnival one is to put that one together as a Quilt As You Go. So
I'm so excited to see it.
I know. So yeah, but I don't know yet what colors I want to do for a backing for Tree of Life. So I have to wait till we've done a few of them. Yeah. Before I decide, but yeah, because they're not huge quilts, but if you can do it on your own sewing machine, why not?
Exactly. I like your thinking.
Yeah. So did you ever make a Musselburgh hat?
I did, yes. It's here, actually.
Nice.
I've just not long recorded my podcast, so there's my Musselburgh.
Oh, that's right. Oh, that's so nice.
I didn't.
Can I put you full screen? Let me see. Okay, let me put you full screen.
I didn't knit it as long as I wanted, so when I put it on, my hair's up, so it's not going to be the best example. There we go. So
Oh yeah.
I like a brim on mine,
Yeah.
but I feel like the brim's really short. But that's what it's like with the brim. Without the brim, it's just a little bit flappy.
Or with a bit of slouch.
Yeah, that's it. But yeah, I think next time I make it, I'll just measure the one that I'm making against this one so that I can make it a bit longer, I think. Because just a
So how long did you make that one?
I've no idea.
Oh, damn, you're supposed to measure it.
I did, but I followed the pattern and I forgot what size I was knitting.
Oh, for crying out loud.
I'm pretty sure it was an adult medium that I made.
Yeah, this is going to be an adult medium.
Yeah, and I did it longer than what the pattern states.
Okay.
Oh gosh, how long was it? Have I got a measuring tape nearby? There's never enough equipment around when you need it, is there?
I know.
I don't think I have. No. So it was definitely over 18 inches that I knitted.
Okay.
I think the measurement is from crown to where you're decreasing. I've got a feeling it was 20 inches.
Is that where you measure, or did you measure from the decrease to the thing?
From the decrease to where you're wanting to decrease from. But
I think you measured it from where
I'm wrong. Maybe I read it wrong.
You do it. I don't know. I'm assuming that's it. I don't have the pattern in front of me.
No, I don't either, and I don't know where my phone is because annoyingly it just went. Oh, it's here. Hang on, let me put that on silent. Oh, technical. No. Oh, I caught it that time. Technical difficulties. There we go. Yeah, I measured it from crown to where I was, and it was longer than what the pattern stated because I think for my size it was 18.5 inches, what it should be. But I've definitely gone over that. I got a feeling it was about 20 inches from crown.
If you were doing the flip up too, right? You'd need it longer.
Yes.
I don't want to do the flip up. I'm just going to do it straight. I'm actually making this. Well, of course, that'll fit my head. Or I'll use my head as an example. But it's actually for one of the boys, but I don't know which boy yet it's going to go to because I think one has a bigger head than the other. And so I just want to do it and I don't think boys would like the brim.
Right.
Ouch, boys, right? So, and one of my sons wears a hat all the time, even in the house. So the other one, I don't know. He would just when he goes out, I think. So I'm going to make it. I'll make them both one eventually, but I need one person to be the model because, like, if it doesn't fit one, it'll fit the other. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
If it doesn't fit the one I think it's going to go to, then I know I need to do the large.
Yes, that makes sense.
And if it fits the one I think it'll fit, then he should be okay with the medium, and probably so will I. But anyway, it's just this is my sample one. I don't know.
I've kind of accepted that this is technically a sample one as well.
Yeah,
it looks lovely, so I'm happy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I am making Rob one where it is. But I'm making him the large, and I keep trying it on him because I'm trying to do it because he asked me to make a 49ers colour one, which I'm doing.
Great. Yeah.
And he wants it lined with fleece, so I'm only doing a part way. I know. Well, I've got a Tennessee Titans hat that is from the official store, and he absolutely loves it. And he wants it like that one, and that one's fleece lined. So I thought the Musselburgh is perfect because I can knit the hat, swap to rib, and then knit the rib because it's got a brim, and then a bit more of the rib so that it folds up and then a little bit back into the hat, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then I'll cut it off, and then I'll get some fleece and I'll cut it to the size of the hat, and then I'll sew the knitted part of the hat to the fleece, so it won't be a reversible hat. That's my plan.
Yeah.
How well it's going to go.
I love that idea. I love that idea.
How well it's going to go, who knows? But I keep trying it on him, and he's like, "It's a bit tight."
Oh
It's
no.
still doing you the biggest size. I don't know what else I can do.
I know, really.
So we'll see. We'll see.
Oh. Well, you could always add a couple of increase rounds. How far down have you got?
I am almost to the rib, so
Oh,
I'd have to rib back quite far. Yeah. I
yeah.
mean, if it doesn't fit him, I'll have it, and
Yes.
then I can make him another one and just make the gauge a bit bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I do like the Musselburgh hat.
Well, this is the first time I've made it, so I'm assuming now that I've done it and figured out the graphs and the patterns that I couldn't figure out, which is a
Yeah.
problem for me because I don't do math. As
Oh
everyone
no, I struggled with them as well. I really
knows.
did.
Well, now at least I'll understand it better, and it should. I should be better with the next one. And then, of course, I'd like to try one that goes halfway down in one color and then switches to another.
Oh yeah, that'd be brilliant.
And then
Yeah,
the kids, let's
what I've
make
done with
ones.
Rob's one, it is multicolored.
Yeah, I know that would be fun. I think that'd be
Mm.
fun. I'm actually just about to cast on this morning for. I started a new sock design, and I usually knit it. I draw it all out first, my design, what I want, what is in my head. And this has been in my head since last September.
Yeah.
So I drew it all out, and then I actually made one and decided, I've got a hair on my face. Oh, there it is. And decided that I didn't, I quite often change the design as I'm going. It's like, oh no, that wasn't what I thought. Maybe I'll add another pearl. Maybe I'll do this. And so I make kind of a swatchy one and do all
Mhm.
kinds of things to it. And then when I think I've got what I want, then I actually start knitting my proper one in my proper yarn, you know. And so that's what I started doing. But these socks are going to be Mummy and Me or Nana and Me. I haven't decided yet. And so what I want to do is out of 100-gram ball with a mini, coordinating mini,
Mhm.
I want to get an adult pair and a child pair.
I love that.
So that you're not wasting any yarn, and Mummy and Me or Nana and Me, we have the same socks on.
That's
So
so lovely.
I've got the parent one on the go, and I'm a good way into that pattern. So this morning I had to sit there yesterday doing math, which again, not my favorite thing to do, to try to work out the sizes that I would use for a toddler and a child, because I want to offer toddler and child. So I'm going to, I think I have them both in my head. So I'm casting on the toddler first to see if that one will, because of course I can check it with Leo's foot when I see him in March, because there's no rush for these. And then Tristan lives right in the next village, the next town. So I can also use Tristan's foot to see, does it fit him? And if it's not fitting him, then, and Evelyn, because Evelyn is his little sister. So I'll just use them as my models to keep trying on a sock to see if I've got it right.
Oh, that's amazing.
But it's fun. I like to do it, and it keeps me busy.
It's a skill, that writing patterns.
Well,
You write lovely ones as well.
oh, thank you.
I've been enjoying it.
So glad. I actually really like that one myself too. I've made two of them. I made one for me. Yeah, I made one for me in a very pale blue tonal, and then I dyed up a sparkly yarn in blues and whites, like frosty kind of colors. And I made one for a friend of mine, so pair for her, because she was doing a knitting retreat that I went to at the end of January, and I wanted to dye the yarn for the retreat, specifically for the retreat. And so I ended up making her a pair of socks in that color, so she would always remember her retreat.
Oh, that's lovely.
And anyway, so I did that. So, but yeah,
Amazing.
so that was fun. But I think I feel like it's going to be a sock pattern I'll use again and again because I feel like it's got such a nice, easy rhythmic move to it.
Yeah, it's quite intuitive once I got it in my head as to how it worked. Yeah,
You only need to really know how the beginning of each of the rows starts. And then once you've got into the main pattern repeat, then it's just going. And I look at my yarn, I see my yarn. So I actually, after a while, didn't need the pattern because I could tell, oh, that's going to be this, that's going to be that, that's going to be a purl, that's going to, you know what I mean? For me, but I mean, that's just me. I'm visual. I look at my work.
Oh, I know what you mean.
So. Well, we've been chatting for 30 minutes, my dear. So I and get another warm up cup of tea, and
might top myself up as well.
Yes, and we'll do this again. Let's do it tomorrow.
Oh, I'm in.
Okay. Talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.
So I really hope you enjoyed that chat I had today with Emily. Emily is, if you didn't know, and I'll put all the links below where you can find her. She is Memily Makes on YouTube. And I first found her watching her vlogs. And I thoroughly enjoyed her vlogs at Christmas time. She has hooked me completely on getting the Toft Advent when it comes out this year. So I'll be patiently waiting to get that. But I've really enjoyed her videos, and I thought you would too. So I wanted to share a little sit down and chat with Emily, just as if she'd come over to my house for a cup of tea and a chat. And I wanted you to all be there to witness it. So I hope you enjoyed that. I'm hoping to do this each month with a different YouTuber that I love and watch and enjoy, so that you will too. Since we said goodbye, Bob got home with my 16-inch circular needles. So here is now my Musselburgh hat. Started. Looks small. I can't imagine how this is going to work. But anyway, so yeah, those are my my on the 16-inch, and it's working up much easier and much better on the 16-inch. So I'm very happy with that. So I'm going to end now, just going over a couple of things because I keep thinking that the 2-week podcast might be too long of a wait. So I wanted to just show you quickly what I've been working on in the past week. And I'm up to this far on my my favorite blanket from Kay Jones of the Bakery Bears. So I've been dyeing up my yarn each month and then knitting it into this sort of like corner to corner blanket, but not quite. So these are the colors. These are gorgeous. This is 5 hours worth, I think, of knitting. It was 2 evenings, 2.5 hours each night. I am finding it boring, but there's so many stitches now. It takes me like 2.5 hours to just do 4 or 5 rows, because there's so many stitches on the needle. But it's coming on lovely. I'm really enjoying that. And of course, I've still been working on my mitered squares. I put this one in yesterday. This was part of my holiday colorway that I did, or Christmas colorway that I did for the evergreen socks. So that came up nice. So this is it now. Maybe I should put it that way. It's kind of more of an oblong at the moment. And I'll be coming along this row up here. No, yeah, that row. And this row here, this row here. I can't get my fingers right. To carry on. I will not do the color here. I will do a color above the brown so that I can then get my corner the way I want it to go. Because I'm trying to do a little pattern with them. But this is all my own hand-dyed yarn in this one, and it's fun. Um, I am, as I said, I am trying to do a mitered square each day. It doesn't have to be in that blanket. It could also be in this blanket, which is one I started a year or two ago, and I'm using Ellie Jones's colors from her mixtape minis, and the white is now going to be the center. These 4 rows are the centers, and then I'm going to just work all the way around them, but keep one white diagonal line all the way through. So these are the colors I have been working on the last 5 days, 6 days, and this was her May colors, I think. And I'm talking 2022, not last year's. Or was it last year's? No, I don't think it was last year's. So these are her colorways, but I just love them. I love this green one. It's like green and beige. Oh, you can't even see that. Green and beige. I love that one. And even this one's nice. Like a green and blue. So yeah, so I have still been putting them in, and I have still been working on um, the scarf, the do not disturb scarf. That's my car knitting. I just do that when I'm in the car. So yeah, anyway, I am going to let you go. It's time for a cup of tea. My cough is much better. My cold is much better. I got my hair cut yesterday. So yeah, I am going to do a bit of more knitting on my muscle bird. I need to put that away and carry on with my blanket. Oh, anyway, but I'll be back next Monday with another podcast. And I think I might be chatting with Emily again later this week. But you better watch her channel to find out when. Ooh. I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.